This is the ruler type labeling machine for round bottles. The special part is here. It's a prism. The reason for this type is it can get a better labeling result like this, especially for this fully wrapped labels. It's very easy to tell the tolerance here. So we use this type labeler. It works this way. The roller hold the bottle turning here, and then this roller wipe the labels on. So the situation of the bottles is stable. To get a better result, we need to learn how to adjust this part first. This one is drive by air cylinder. It works this way. So we can turn off the air first. This is the air switch on off. Turn off the air, and then we can use the hand to adjust the distance to make sure this part 3 parts touch properly together, and this rollers drive this bottle, and this one actually the the height is not that important. The function is push the whole bottle to this roller, and this roller is to wipe the labels on. When everything we preset like this way, and then we run the machine to double check the distance. Maybe we still need to fine adjust a little bit, and after that we can lock the machine, lock the position. This is the sensor here. The sensor is to check the bottles and then send a signal to the labeling motor to start feeding labels. So we needed to get a good place for this sensor so that it can get a stable signal from the bottles. Like this one, the best place is here. So we put the sensor here. When it detects the bottle, we send a signal to this push, and the label start on. This one, this sensor and also the product delay on the touch screen is what we use to control this roller when it starts to work. If the sensor we move this way, then the signal is early. This one start early. But if we move this sensor this way, that means it detects the bottle late, and then this one started late. It probably missed the bottles. If early, this probably hit the bottle from here and not to the right position. The right position should be here and then hold. But if this one moved to this way and check the bottle early, it hit here. If this one moved this way and it hit the bottle this way, it probably missed this bottle. So the sensor placement is important. But we can do fine adjusting when to get a signal by product delay. Like the delay now is 2 millimeter, means when the bottle gets a signal, and after 2 millimeter, they start to work. So if we use 20 here, that means the signal, and then after the signal 20 millimeter, they start to work. So this two is what we use to control the when to start this part, start to hold. This part is adjustable this way, and also the height is also adjustable. This rubber roller, actually the height is also adjustable. We just need to unscrew this part and lift up or lower it down, lock it again to adjust the height of this here. Okay, this is this system. And for labeling, good labeling, at least we have three very important factors. One is we call product feeding. Product feeding. That means this sensor and also the guide and the conveyor to make sure all the products are stable into the position. This is number one. Number two is the label feeding. Label feeding, uh, first of all, we need to install the label properly. Install this part here. Normally, we remove this from the machine before shipping. So we need to get it back this way from bottom to install this. And when everything is good, we 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 can log this. We can log this, but I suggest we just log one is okay, like this too, because this one can help correct the direction of the labeling head a little bit. If this one, uh, the bottom is higher, that means gave it gave resistance to make the labeling head that way. And what we finally we need to check is here. Make sure this is straight. This is straight. So that one is a little bit adjusted to get this very straight. Okay, this is this part, the label row installation, and also we need to follow this. Most important is after this, and the tension is good. You know, we put a piece here. This part loosen a little bit is okay, it's no problem. But after this, it has to be tight with good tension. With good tension, and through the sensors, so that it can stable. So this is the number two factors is this labels feeding. The labels installation from here, and needed to lock it, and this way here is metal strips. Press it to get a good tension here and through the center, and also this part needs through this this rod is through here, and here, this way. Rod. So this is the label's flag. This is the label flag. It must be straight, and also with good flag here. We have a parameter on touch screen is a label flag, but this doesn't mean the extra flag here. It means a good setting to get a right flag here. The flag normally we keep it from 0 to maybe 10 millimeter. That's already too big. Normally we just keep it around 2 to 3 millimeter here. It's okay. Flag. But sometimes we need it longer. Sometimes we need it shorter. It depends on uh, the the models, what the result. So, but how we set the flag? Normally we do this way. We set the flag here 1. This is the minimal is 2. Okay, we set the minimal flag and then start the machine. Put the we have here is a label test. Label test. Okay, we press label test and the label start feeding. So now we check how much we need to this one. You can tell from here. Actually, we want this part move from here to here. This part move from here to here. That means the following labels, the front end of the following labels, how much we need it move. Normally we set it that way. Is set the minimal here, and then test. We see where the following label, the front end is, and then we add how much that is moved to the position we want it to be. Okay, this is the label flag. So this is the second factor. The third factor is the timing. The timing means when the labels start to feeding, and also the speed. Actually, maybe we separate the factor. Speed also the fourth one. The conveyor speed for this machine. You know, most important is this part. The speed. I mean, the labeling speed is related. How fast is this one? So this one actually is this rotor speed, and for this machine we separated the. Normally we put the 3 speed together: rotor speed, this motor speed, and also the conveyor speed. They are together. For this machine, we need to because this photo is special. We want a special labeling result. So we separate the conveyor speed. All this speed and this speed we still control on the touch screen. But the conveyor speed we control from here. Normally just keep it 22. 22 is about 10 meters. 10 meters. So we don't need to adjust that much. We keep it there. It's okay because the labeling speed it depends on this speed, not the conveyor speed. So it depends on this speed. this speed is this rotor speed. And also, you can tell from here, label speed. Label speed with percentage. That means this speed and this speed, the label speed divided by this rotor speed. If they are here is 100, the labeling speed is the same as this rotor speed. But if we want the labels come out faster, we use higher number here, like 110, 105. This means the label's feeding speed is higher than the turning speed. But if we use smaller number here, like 90, 80, that means this speed is faster than this rotor speed, this labeling speed. So the label is pulled off from the web. If speed is faster, sometimes they get a fold and bubbles on the bottles. I mean, the labeling speed is faster. If the labeling speed is slower, sometimes the labels will be pushed off from the web. So that's the reason here we put a value to adopt the labeling speed to get a proper one, to get a better result. Okay, this speed thing, and the timing thing. The timing thing means when we have a setting here, this page, this is set the timing. This prism system means this part. We switch it on and off. If we need to use it, we switch it on. Here, this function, actually for this system, normally it has two functions. One is just labeling the round bottle like this. The other one is we want this labeled to a specific position. That means positioning. For the first function, we don't care where the label start. But for the second function, we need the label to be exactly somewhere. This is the second one we control. So for the first one, we just need this. Actually, for the first function, just use these two settings. Yeah, we explained the label delay, the product delay. The product delay here depends on when this start to push. This is the control this timing, and this one label space. You know, when this pushed, and then the next step is the labels start feeding. So this is the timing when the labels start to feeding. Sometimes we need the bottles to stay steadily and then get the label start feeding. So this is the timing for when to start feed the labels. And the last setting, release, means when this start to withdraw. After finish the job, normally we need this one keep it there for a little while to make sure all be wiped properly. So we use a delay time here to let this one keep there for a little while and then withdraw. Okay, this is the setting of this. Okay, on the touch screen, uh, can we twist speed, and label speed, product delay. We explain this. This is the what we get. It's a encoder get the real speed. This counter can be cleared here and setting from here. This one actually is we use to avoid waste. This alarm length means the label keep feeding to some length, and then the machine will get stopped to avoid waste from a wrong setting. If the sensor not set properly, the label will keep feeding. So when it gets to this length, the machine will get stopped. This is the okay. Uh, the important thing for this one is make sure this is not too tight or too loosened. So the distance here is important. If it's too tight, it will squeeze the bottle to change the shape. If too loosened, uh, not touch completely, so not turning the speed is not good, and also we get a bubble here. And also this part actually is adjustable to get to the right position. Here uh, we can unlock this bolt to move this way, and also unlock this bottom move this way. And I explained this one is also movable along this X.